right, welcome, everyone. This is Jay Johnson, and today I want to talk to you about careers. I want to talk about your career and why it's very important to pick the right career. Have you ever heard about this term? Life is too short. Life is short, right? Yes, I've heard that, and you've heard that plenty of times before. Hey, listen, it's my idea to say, well, hey, life is not short. Wrong. That's wrong. Life is long, especially if you pick the wrong career, especially if you have to drag yourself in every single day or every single week. You see, that will make a long life, right? And then when you get there, you're being all frustrated, trying to kick things over, things of that nature, or trying to hide out in the bathroom, trying to wait for things to bypass. Or better yet, my personal favorite is watching the clock. What time is it now? It's 1 minute past the last time you checked. Anyway, so we know that 85% of the people hate their jobs out there. Hopefully, this is not you. And have you ever wondered why that is? Well, today we're going to dive down and figure out not only why, but how you can actually position yourself so you actually have to be in that situation again. Okay. In a moment, I'm going to share with you how you can position yourself to be one of the top income earners in the world. Matter of fact, I'm going to share with you exactly how you can put something together to where you're getting paid on not only 5, 10, 15% of your potential, but 100% of your potential and having fun at the same time. Because why? We're in America. Welcome to America. This is the land of opportunity, the land where liberty and justice is for all. You see, people from all walks of life risk losing their lives in search of a better life here in America. Why? Simply because we're the land of opportunity. Of course. I mean, you and I have personally turned down more opportunities than most countries get. You see, we're taught what to think, but we're not taught how to think. Matter of fact, I can share with you exactly what you were taught. I mean, you actually had some private conversation with my mom. Now, she told you the exact same thing that she told me that did not serve you well, did not serve me well, and did not serve her well. Now, no matter where you are in the country, you can finish my sentences like this. Go to school, make a grade so you can go get a good what? Job. You can't even resist it, right? You heard that. Matter of fact, what about money doesn't grow on trees? Yep, you see, she got you. What about this one? Money can't buy you happiness. Absolutely. You got it. You got it. You got it. What about this? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You see, you were taught the exact same thing that I was taught. Meanwhile, the Mexicans and Latinos come over here, and what do? They set up shop. They start building houses and things of that nature, setting up restaurants. And what does the Pakistanis and Indians do? They start building casinos and gas stations. Meanwhile, we're taught to climb our way up the corporate ladder. And we all know that there's always a big butt in front of you. You never really get to the top of the corporate ladder. You always make it to the middle because the top level management is always filled. Okay. Now, Stephen Covey says the best when he says, if the ladder's not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. Ouch, right? Meanwhile, the Asians and the Japanese, they're studying things like self-defense, self-discipline, self-control, mental toughness, unified oneness, dedication, perseverance, patience, attention to detail, longevity, stamina, specialization, organization. You see, these are all personal development skills, right? Personal development skills. And these are the same skills that you need in order to actually build a business, okay? Now, so what do all the people that come over here from different countries, what do they all have in common? They don't come over here to work for someone else. They come over here to work for themselves. You see, we get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. So let's talk about your career for a second. Are you bringing value to the marketplace? You may be bringing value to your company, but are you bringing value to the marketplace? We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. So let's talk about your value for a second. Is it safe to say that we're judged based on the value that we put in the marketplace? Of course, that's why doctors are paid more than nurses, principals are paid more than school teachers, and CEOs are paid more than employees. Now, imagine if you have a job that pays you around $60,000 a year. That means that that job believes you're only worth $60,000. So, did you know you're only going to get paid on 15% of your potential? Ouch, right? Knowing that you actually have all these other things. Maybe you know how to do poetry or acting or singing or playing a piano. Maybe you know how to do writing or cooking or playing the guitar, whatever it is that you know how to do outside of your job is not going to pay you for. They're only going to pay you for what they pay you for and not the other 85% of your potential. So how would you feel if you can get paid on 50%, 60%, and even 75% of your potential? Well, today we're going to share with you exactly how to do that. It's kind of exciting, right? Of course it is. Okay, so the principles that you believe will determine your lifestyle. Okay, please write that down. The principles that you believe will determine your lifestyle. Write this down as well, if you will. The real difference between rich people and poor people is their mindsets. The principles that they believe, those two words will continue to come up. Matter of fact, if you think about poor people, the acronym for poor, P-O-O-R, it stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. And the acronym for rich stands for realize it can happen. Now, we're just talking about the mentality here. We're not necessarily talking about the finances. We're talking about the mentality, okay? Now, poor people work for a living, while rich people build generational wealth. Poor people trade time for dollars, while rich people create systems and processes. Poor people have no leverage, while rich people leverage other people's time, other people's money, other people's energy, other people's ideas. You see, poor people usually rent most of their lives, while rich people own. Poor people buy liabilities, while rich people invest in assets. Poor people buy entertainment, rich people invest in self-education. Poor people fear change, while rich people embrace change. Poor people think about problems, rich people think about the solutions. Poor people are income driven and rich people are cause driven. Poor people limit their own potential, and rich people increase their potential often by reading books every single day, every single week. So imagine, if you will, if you actually increase your rich mentality on a daily basis. Can you imagine that? That you increase your rich mentality, not your poor mentality, but your rich mentality. And all of us have both poor and rich mentalities. Imagine if you increase your rich mentality. Now, Bill Gates says this. He says, if you were born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. Now, there's another saying. Now, this young lady did not, Paula Runcho, she did not say the saying, but being broke is part of the journey. Staying broke is a choice. I like that quote though, okay? Now, if we are taught, if we were taught, what we were taught did not serve us well, basically. Let me ask you the question real quick, okay? That's this. At what age did you start working for pay? Okay. What age did you start working for pay? Was it 16? Was it 18? Was it fresh out of college around 2022, somewhere around there? What age did you start working for pay? Now, take that day, subtract it by how old you are, and it tells you how long you've been in the workforce. Now, let me ask you this. About how much money have you accumulated throughout this whole work life cycle? Okay. Some of you have earned 6 figures, 7 figures. Some of you earn multiple 7 figures. Some of you have earned millions of dollars collectively, accumulatively. Now, imagine if you've earned millions of dollars, about how much of that money have you saved? I know, right? Very, very, very powerful question. The reason that most people don't save is because we're not taught what money is all about. We're not taught how to take our career and turn it into an investment strategy. That's not what we taught. You see, this is why over 40% of Americans cannot afford an unexpected emergency of $500 to $1,000, leaving them in one emergency away from disaster. And we know what disaster that just took place, right? Now, you see, you have to understand that back in the day, if you own the land, you own the wealth. Then it became factories. If you own the factories, you own the wealth. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, it is information. If you own the information, you own the wealth, okay? And where do you find information? Google, YouTube. It's online. You cannot get away from the information nowadays. Is your information out there? I'm not talking about your personal information, but some of the educational information that you know, right? So think about this for a second. Using the right tools for the job will do more for your productivity than hacking tools to do jobs that they were never designed to do. Wow. You see, let me put this in perspective real quick. You see, most people want this type of lifestyle, the luxury lifestyle. They want to be on the yachts and they want the jewelry and the fashion. They want to be able to relax and things of that nature. They want to have the great relationships and stuff like that and have the time freedom to do whatever they want to do. However, they go here to build that type of lifestyle. Do you see that there's a catch 22 there? I mean, you see, this does not really, I mean, it's not congruent. Most jobs are not going to give you that type of time freedom and lifestyle. I'm not down in a job again. It's just more of along the lines of if you want the lifestyle of freedom, then you may have to choose a different type of career that's going to give you that type of freedom. Now, this is the era of the entrepreneur. Yes, this is the era of the entrepreneur. The millennials get it. Now, the question is, do you? The millennials, they know that money is not necessarily something that they want to work for, but they know how to accumulate money. So let me ask you a question real quick. What is money? Okay, I thought I was very, very educated. So I figured, money is a tool that we use to trade goods for services. But one of my mentors, he said, that's what money does. That's not what money is. You see, money is not the paper thing. It's not the plastic thing. It's not the electronic stuff. No, that's not what money is. Matter of fact, it's not even the dollar bill, because if you go to different countries like India and several places, they use different types of currency. You see, that's not what money is. Matter of fact, if you cannot explain what money is to a 5-year-old in your definition of money, if you cannot explain it to a 5-year-old and have them get it, then you don't really understand what money is. Now, I'm going to give you the universal definition of what money is. So therefore, you can accumulate as much as you choose to from this day forward, with or without a job. How about that? Well, the definition of money, is what I was told, is money is an idea backed by confidence. That's all money is. It's an idea backed by confidence. If you have an idea and back that idea by confidence, then you can acquire and attract as much money as you choose. Okay. Now, for example, Kylie Jenner became a billionaire at age 23. What about these other millennials, Alexandra and Katharina, and I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but they still over $1.1 billion each at age 23 and 25. Can you imagine that? I mean, what about these brothers right here? $3.2 billion in their net worth. Their company is worth 35 billion because they're not doing the traditional working anymore. They're working for themselves. Again, choose your careers correctly, right? Now, but those of you who chose your career and feel like you'd lost, I felt this way as well. This is the poem that I wish I would have written. It says, I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I work for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I'd ask of life, life would have willingly paid. Now imagine, if you will, that you have lived your whole life on the salary that you had that was not enough, that was never enough, and made you struggle throughout the majority of your life. It was only because you didn't ask life for a better wage. You see, again, it's not about the job, it's about the asking of what you want in life. What is it that you want? Have you ever asked yourself that question? What do you want? Okay, now, since money is an idea backed by confidence, let me ask you this. Do you have a cool idea, story, or product that you are willing to back by confidence? Of course you do. Some of you have ideas that flows like waterfalls. They'll never stop. They're constantly flowing. Now, if I was to introduce you to one of my business partners, Mr. Kevin Harrington, he's a serial entrepreneur for over 50 years. He's the innovator of infomercials, and he was one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. This gentleman is responsible for over $6 billion in sales. Matter of fact, he was the founder of As Seen on TV, as well as infomercials. I mean, this guy is just a mega giant, and people are always pitching their ideas to him. So the question is, if I was to set up an interview with you and Kevin Harrington, Will you be at a position where you could actually articulate your message? Can you pitch your idea to him to get his attention to make him want to invest in your products and services? Can you stand before investors and pitch your idea with confidence and clarity to make them want to invest in you? And if that answer is no, it only means you don't know, or you don't know the value of your offer well enough to articulate it effectively yet. That's okay, because there is an answer. But the problem is most people have what's called glossophobia. They're afraid to speak. They're afraid to say something or do public speaking. You see, some fear public speaking more than death itself, which means that you'd rather be laying in the casket than giving a eulogy. Ouch. How crazy is that, right? Now, what if you do the formula that can shed that fear of public speaking for you, so you can articulate your messages clearly, that product, that service, that story that you have? You can articulate it clearly to the masses to make them want it, desire it, and to want to buy it. The solution is Signature Talks. You see, Signature Talks is a program that I developed from all of the teaching, all of the people that I've been coming in contact with and working with over the years, and showing people how to articulate their messages clearly, verbally, as well as with a PowerPoint, with body language and things of that nature. You see, speaking is one of the most profitable skills in the world. And guess what? This is a skill that all of the top experts have learned how to do. Matter of fact, you've seen this gentleman speaking before. You've seen this gentleman speaking before, and he's quite good at it. Why? Because he learned how to deliver. You've heard this young lady speak before, right? She learned how to deliver with impact. And of course, you've seen one of the most fun billionaires on the planet speaking before, because he learned how to do it effectively. And the greatest orators in the world learned by professionals how to do public speaking, no matter what it is that their products and services had to offer the world. Okay. Now, you've heard of this gentleman before as well. They speak with authority. You see, speaking is a learned skill, and every one of you can learn how to speak with authority, with conviction, with with education, as well as being able to impact the world. Okay, that is a learned behavior. Matter of fact, those type of speakers, they know things like embedded commands. I'm going to give you an embedded command. You see, this will be an embedded command, which means that I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you to do something. But this embedded command is so powerful that it's going to go undetected by the conscious mind and go directly to the subconscious mind. And you're going to start doing exactly what I told you without even knowing. Are you ready? Are you ready for that command? Remember, it's going to be undetected by the conscious mind. So you may not get it up front, but I will tell you in the end what that embedded command is. First of all, here's the command. Are you ready? Okay, we can have some fun. All right. By the end of this presentation, you're going to learn so much more about effective communication than anyone out there who is actually doing presentations. Okay. By the end of this presentation, you're going to learn more about effective communication than all the people out there that are doing presentations. That's the promise that I have for you. Okay. Did you hear the command? I gave it to you twice. Did you hear it? Okay. Remind me at the end and I'll share with you exactly what that command was. Okay. Now, there are 4 types of speakers out there. There's a motivational speaker like Les Brown. There's also educational speaker like a keynote. There's celebrity speakers like entertainers. There's entertainer speakers. And then there's impactful speakers like a Tony Robbins. You see, if you do one of any one of these, if you just focus on one and you do too much of one, then you will not sell to push your product, your book, your service. Okay. Now, if you do 2, you will not sell. If you do 3, you will not sell. But if you have to have a combination of all 4. Okay. So if you sell, you're not going to sell. If you educate, and give them all these facts and details, you're not going to sell anything. Okay. Because people will walk away feeling like they already know what you just told them. So if you were to offer them a product or service or a boot camp or something like that, guess what? They're not going to come. They're not going to buy it. Why? Because they feel like they know everything now, because you told them everything. You see, you have to have a combination of all 4 in order to actually move people into action to have them want your product or services. Now, in Signature Talks, what I offer is I help you clarify your message, which is very important. It's very hard to get out in front of anyone without knowing or understanding what you're going to say, right? Now, like me, you want to know exactly what you want to talk about before you get out there to talk about it, right? So that was another embedded command. Did you hear it? I gave you two already. Okay. Now we also help you write your irresistible offer, which means that I will pull out of you that book, that story. I will pull out of you that message, whatever that message is that you want to go out there and teach the world or show the world or put some type of package together for them. I will pull that out of you. Okay. Now, signature talk creation, where I will build that presentation for you. So you're not sitting behind the desk or behind a computer trying to scratch your head, trying to figure out what slide goes where and how to put it together. I'll do all that stuff for you. Okay. Now, I'm going to teach you how to deliver your message, not just the content, but deliver your message that will be impactful to help other people desire what it is that you want. Okay. What about storytelling? Do you know the exact story that you're going to tell? I will teach you about storytelling. So the stories that you tell makes a big difference because facts tells, stories sell. So which story are you going to tell that's going to further the sale of your product, your program, your whatever it is that you're offering there? Okay. Now, what about voice fluctuations? This one is very important. While you're telling your story, you want to make sure that you're actually using the voice fluctuations and knowing when to bring the voice fluctuations in there. I'll teach you that as well. Body language. We know that over 55%, over 60, 70% of our communication is not verbal. It's not tonal, is body language. Okay. I'll teach you about that as well. Personality traits. You'll know exactly which personality that you're going to talk to. And you can talk to all four personality traits that are out there. Matter of fact, you may be listening to one of the personality traits that I have. All of us have four personality traits, but there's one that's a little bit more dominant. And in Signature Talks, we'll teach you how about all four of those personality traits. So therefore, you're not talking to just one group of people. You're talking to all four at the same time, which broadens your chances of getting them to buy into your products and services and getting them to know you as well. Okay. What about effective communication and persuasion? Anchoring techniques. I'll teach you trial closes as well as assumption closes. There's so much that's involved with Signature Talks. Okay. Now, and scotomas. Can't forget about scotomas. Scotomas are so much fun. Don't know what a scotoma is? I'll teach you in the class. Okay. Now, there are 5 steps. Okay. Would it be okay for me to share with you? There are 5 steps to a powerful presentation. First one is the intro. Second one is the story. Third one is the offer. Fourth one is the body. Fifth one is the close. Okay. Now, how many of you know that I'm going to offer you something? How many of you think, oh yeah, you're going to try to sell me something? Well, I'm not going to let you down. Okay. But I'm not going to try to sell you something. I'm going to offer something. And if it's something that you like, wonderful. If not, wonderful. Okay. So, but you put the offer in the middle, not at the end. Okay. Now, your presentation must command immediate attention. It should captivate with powerful stories, build massive value, and present you as the solution and get your audience to take an action. That's what your presentation is designed to do. And I'll share with you exactly how we do that. Okay. Now that you have your signature talk, it's time for you to deliver that signature talk with impact that drives it home. Okay. Now, if you don't know these speaking techniques, don't worry. I'll teach you that in Signature Talks as well. Now, you may be thinking, you know what, Jay, I'm not a speaker. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. But you will have to represent your company at some point, right? It doesn't matter if you're a speaker or not. Even the best of the best that are out there that's been speaking for years still get speaking training. Trust me. Now, if I was to push you in a direction that you don't want to go, of course, you're going to give me what's called resistance. And that doesn't feel good on any measure whatsoever, right? So therefore, what if I taught you how to do non-resistance communication? Would that be a little bit more impactful? Are you guys getting this? All right, great. Well, Signature Talks is going to teach you that. It's going to give you the clarify your message, write your offer, signature talk creation, deliver your message, your story, your voice fluctuation. It's going to give you all of these things, just like this right here. Okay. What does Mr. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Mr. Will Smith, and what does all of these big time actors have in common? I'll tell you. They have scripts written for them. They don't write their own scripts. The scripts are written for them. That's what Signature Talks is for you. You see, everyone has a signature talk. Anthony Robbins has a signature talk. Um, Unleash Your Power and all that, right? Les Brown has signature talk. You got to be hungry. What is your signature talk? Do you know? Something that you're known for. It's not the product, the program, the services that you offer. What is the talk that you're delivering? And what type of messages are you delivering? You see, I would help you pull that out and write that for you. And once that happened, when you step your foot on any stage, whether it's a podcast, it could be a webinar, it could be, on stage live somewhere, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a TED talk. You will be ready to go, ready to perform and ready to impact just like you were designed to do. Why? Because you'll be very well rehearsed. Why? This is your signature message. And the signature talk is one of those that it doesn't matter what program, it doesn't matter if they wake you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know how to deliver that message with impact, with ease, so simply, because you're very well rehearsed. Just like you can say your name at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just getting out of bed. Oh, my name is Jay, right? You don't have to think about it. This is something that they say, well, hey, you know what? I need you to speak in the next 7 minutes. You don't have to stumble and what am I going to talk about? You already know. This is something that you can pull in your library and just pull out and still make an impact. Okay. So here's some of the benefits. Signature talk clearly defined, done with you, signature PowerPoint, 5 steps to a 7-figure presentation. You'll learn those and how to effectively communicate with others, how to tell your story, the right story. Facts tell, stories sell. Which story are you going to tell to create impact? And how to write an irresistible offer as well. And unwavering confidence. You'll increase your sales by far. See, this is what we offer here. Okay. Now, this is what Les Brown has to say. You were born to speak. You have something special in you. You have a message. You were born to speak, and the world needs your voice. Okay, that's what he has to say about me. What about Mr. Roger Salam? Jay's been my right hand. He said, I put together masterminds all over the world. When I bring thought leaders, I bring in thought leaders from every industry. The biggest one I do each year is a mastermind cruise at sea. Jay has been my right hand while I was on the road. Basically, he's been. What about Mr. Van Hoos? Okay, I've written thousands of offers and been on some of the biggest stages in the world. Jay's presentations are sexy. Gosh, they're good. Jay's presentations are sexy. What about Mr. James Dentley, third? I have a lot of respect for this gentleman right here. Amazing gentleman. He says, not many people can do what you do. Jay has a very unique, profound talent. We're going to share him with the world. You see, basically, some of the presentations that I write for people, they're getting results. I'm not going to say some of them. Those actually are using them and getting results. I found the perfect trainer for me, Dr. Marlena Sherman Linton. He took things that were very complicated and broke them down to where it was a simple format. I was able to get clarity on the points that the stories and the stories on the points. Don't tell a story without a point, and don't have a point without a story, is what you were saying there. It all came together under his leadership and his training. Very, very powerful woman right here. What about this gentleman right here, Matthew? Okay, Jay is a master at his craft. I just saw Jay Johnson speak. He teaches entrepreneurs how to create and craft a signature presentation using PowerPoint. If you need help getting a signature presentation created to help you sell without having to sell, then seek out Jay Johnson, because he is a master at his craft. What about this gentleman here, Mrs. Sam? I just saw Jay blow it out of the water on stage, and how to actually use PowerPoint to make a better presentation. He's phenomenal. This guy has, you have to check him out, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Okay. He teaches you entrepreneur training and things of that nature. Okay. This is another one, Mr. Verdugo, another gentleman that is international speaker. You can read all this if you want to, but he's an international speaker. He put the trainings together all the time. He knows the business in and out. Matter of fact, I believe he's in Dubai. Okay, and he travels all over the place. Okay, what about Mr. Mike Matthews? He helps people to scale their businesses. I mean, heard him speak on stage in Chicago, and he was a phenomenal speaker. He also coached and trainer, and helps people scale their business from zero to becoming a hero status. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I mean, these testimonials go on and on and on, and we can get some testimonials for you. Okay, here's some of the presentations that I've done. This is Dr. Kevin Jackson. He says, you're about to discover how to grow from 0 to 7 figures within 12 months. Go behind the scenes to my 7-figure real estate business. Okay. What about this one right here? Wow. This gentleman right here, Mr. Ron, he is he pushed the traffic for Anthony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I mean, this gentleman, this kid right here is amazing, and wrote a presentation as well. What about this gentleman right here, Mr. Lance Tanaka? Secrets of Fortune 100 Leadership Revealed. This gentleman right here, he owned, he didn't own, he actually ran Nike, everything outside of the United States, Nike International, as well as Pepsi Cola for over 20 years. Very, very powerful gentleman here as well. And he teaches companies how to actually provide better leadership, okay? And how to increase your and influence, lead your team, and scale your business profitability. This gentleman is very, very powerful as well. Okay. So my question is, will you be one of my next success stories? Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, so Signature Talks, just to go back through this whole thing again, the normal charge, what I charge here is $9,997. Okay. Now, don't worry, because Dr. Marlena invited me to do this presentation for you. She wanted me to do something very special. Okay. So just for you, because of her, what I'm going to do here is do something very special for you. Okay. But before I think about that for a second, think about this. Imagine the possibilities. If all Signature Talks did for you was help you clarify your message so you could actually package your ideas so you can generate some serious income, an extra $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 per month or per year, would it be worth the investment? If all Signature Talks did for you was allowed you to rub elbows with some of the best leaders on the planet because you learn how to articulate your message clearly, would it be worth the investment? Of course. If all Signature Talks did for you was gave you an identity in the industry that you're in right now, so you could become what's called the expert in that industry, in that field, would it be worth the investment? Of course, right? Because your rate of return is going to magnify, it's going to be so much better than what your investment is. Okay. So the total retail value is $9,997. However, because you're here right now, and because you were said, well, you know what, I'm going to take this challenge, Dr. Marlena, and Dr. Marlena has put out there, you know what's going to happen here is we're going to do something very special. It's not going to be $997 for you. Yours. It's not even going to be $7,000, not even $5,000, my friend. Your simple, easy investment is only $2,497. $2,497. Wow, right? Okay, now here's where you can get this. You can go to jjohnson360.com, click on contact. There you can actually download my information, but also text me, just text the word Signature Talks to me, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about, and I know exactly which discount to give you. Okay, so instead of paying $9,997, you'll only invest the lower price there. Okay, so imagine, if you will, that you could speak on stage comfortably without being so nervous, understanding exactly how you're going to articulate your message and get your message across, and not rush or not make people feel like, oh, you're trying to sell me something. No, 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 no. Just offer what it is that you do. Imagine, if you will, you can speak on any subject at any time, anywhere, with confidence. Imagine traveling the world with your mentors, traveling the world with people that you look up to. Imagine being able to go and live your life from a suitcase if you choose to, traveling all around the world. Imagine getting awards from some of your mentors as well. Imagine being able to create a lifestyle that you choose to live. Imagine meeting some people and being in partnership with them because you know how to articulate your message. That's what Signature Talks can do for you. The time is now to get you started. So make sure you go to www.jjohnson360.com, download my information. After click on contact, download my information to your phone, and send me a text that says Signature Talks, and I will get back to you and share with you exactly how we can help you build your future by increasing your career. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.